One thing I find weird about this anime is that for the last few episodes, people like to call each other siblings just willy-nilly. Like, it's another episode where a character's like, you're now my big sister, and we are now sisters now. And it's like, really? And of course, it also led to them not being sisters and an issue. But here on the latest episode of being summoned to another world for the second time, we run into this girl named Shironiko, who actually is a good fighter and the whole town loves her. But she's trying to take care of her sister, Miniko, who is sick. But of course, as you could tell from literally from Go, she's actually cursed. She has an amulet, which it doesn't explain how she got the amulet, but she has an amulet on that's cursing her. Through some series of events, Shironiko is actually charged with assassinating Setsu, our main character, which from Go, I was like, yeah, that's not gonna go down the way you think it's gonna go down. And of course, they have their climactic battle. She tries to assassinate him, and like I said, it doesn't happen the way that she thought it was gonna go down. Which, I'll be honest, this was a little weird because she, and maybe the light novel explains it in more detail, and maybe it's just the way that her abilities work. She, as a part of the animal clan, they actually made it to the animal continent, I guess say, animal island. She shifts into her animal form just to jump up and fire a fireball, which I was like, wait a minute. If you're going to shift to your animal form, I would think that you were going to use your agility, ability to like leap in and try to close range attack your target. No, she just straight up is like fireball. Like, you didn't need to shift for that. Now, of course, I'm kind of getting into the details of things. I don't know if, maybe her abilities worked or she must go into animal form in order to use certain moves, but that's, nitpicking some things. But regardless, our Setsu could tell that she's an amateur because he he just smacked her around and said, how dare you fire a fireball in the city? Dang it, what are you doing? And then after this, he was able to meet up with the sister and cure her curse, which, we knew was going to be something that they're going to do. Now, while he's trying to cure the curse, he gets jumped by, which I thought was actually a pretty interesting aesthetic, a ninja fox girl. It's like, oh, okay. I mean, I've seen like fox girls, shrine maidens, and all this other different things, but it was pretty interesting that she was also a ninja at it, had the kunais and everything. It's like, oh, okay. But Levi was able to make short work of her, which I knew that was going to be the case, because it straight up was like, yeah, you think your ninja skills is going to take down a sea goddess. Yeah, that's not going to work the way you think it is. But overall, they learn a little bit of Tomo's plan, which is to rule the world, dominate the world, and become a god. Okay, I will say the main character hasn't really been talking about Tomo much, but I made an assessment in the analysis, which I think may hold true because of how they've been withholding information. It wouldn't surprise me if Tomu, the main villain, if you will, is A, maybe the main character's little brother, B, a guy that also got summoned to this world with the main character the first time. Like, he's also someone that got isekai'd, and that's why they have this big dynamic together. Now, these are just guesses, hypotheticals. I honestly have no clue, but it's just the way that they haven't really been going into Tomu and, explaining more about who this villain is, that there's some type of secret they're withholding. That, what is this secret? What is it? Tell us, because it's going to be something they probably drop on, very last episode of the season or very last episode of the series and be like, bam, that's the secret. And it's like, oh yeah, I knew that. But regardless, this episode was a whole lot better than the last one. The last one, they just kind of sat around and just talked, and then finally had a little bit of action at the very end. This one was consistent fights and actually had a flow to it. And the two girls actually join up with Setsu's crew, which kind of knew that they were going to do that based on the main theme song, because they're all over it. But they join up with his crew, and now they're going to go see the Animal Kingdom Lord or King, however you want to phrase him. which I think is gonna, it's right now, like I said, progression of the episodes are actually doing pretty well. We still got several more episodes before the end of the season, but I actually like the anime. It's actually doing not bad. We'll give, of course, a final score after the very last episode, but until then, let me know what you guys think of this episode itself. Comment down below. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe for more anime reviews for this one and several others on the channel. Make sure you guys check them out. In the meantime, you guys take care, be safe, and Lord willing, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now. Make sure to check out the extra content on our Patreon page, and thanks to our current patrons.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.